Quando si vuole cambiare corsia, si deve controllare che la striscia che divide le corsie sia tratteggiata, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero. Now, the question says that when you want to change your lane, you must control that the line that divides the lanes, okay, so that line dividing the lanes, they are tratteggiate. It means they are discontinuous. And the answer to this question is vero. So if the middle lines, they are not discontinuous and they are continuous, you can't change your lanes. So if they are discontinuous, tratteggiata or striscia discontinua, indeed, you can change your lane. Our next question. Per non costituire pericolo o intralcio per la circolazione è necessario osservare non solo le norme sulla circolazione, ma anche le cautele dettate dal buon senso. Vero o falso? Yeah, so guys, these ones, even if you don't see them in your books, yeah, they are things you must know. Yeah, they are things we must know. And the answer to this question is vero. Now, the question says that in order not to cause or to create danger or hindrances for the circulation, it is necessary to observe not only the rules and regulations in the circulation, but you must also activate the common sense also. When we say bon senso, it means common sense or your good common behavior. And the answer to this question is vero. Now, let me make an example. The law says that, okay, when you get to the junction and you have direct precedenza, it means that you have to slow down and give right of way to the vehicles coming from your left to your right. And the vehicles coming on the main carreggiata, the law says that even if you have the right of way, before you pass, make sure that the vehicles coming from the secondary road, indeed, they have stopped and they are giving you the right of way. Okay, so if I am coming from the main carreggiata and a vehicle from the second road, okay, doesn't bother to care, and he or she get into the junction, it is true that the law says that I have the right of way, but because I see someone getting into the junction, my common gumption or my common sense can tell me that, okay, even if the person doesn't give me the right of way, in order not to cause an accident or a danger, I have to wait and allow them to pass. So we must not only look to the rules and regulation, but we must also activate and use our common sense or the good behavior or the good manners we have in order to support the general rule and to prevent an accident or a danger. Our next question. Giungendo in vicinanza di un incrocio, ci si deve spostare per tempo sulla corsia destinata alla direzione che si intende prendere, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero. So when you are getting close to a junction, we must move on time to the design or to the perfect or the reserved lane, okay, that will lead us to the right direction we want to give. That is why before you get to a junction, we have two areas. We have corsia di preselezione, and then we have zona di attestamento. So if you want to turn to your left or to your right, okay, you have to get to the right lane before you get to the junction. Because if you get to the junction and you realize that you've taken the wrong lane, there's nothing you can do. So always we must choose the right lanes on time before we get to the junction to turn to our left or to our right. Our next question. Il conducente che intende effettuare l'inversione di marcia su una strada a doppio senso può compiere la manovra anche con scarsa visibilità se la linea di mezzeria è tratteggiata, vero o falso? And please don't get scared, okay? These questions are very long. Yeah, they are questions without images, but the questions are very, very simple, guys. This year, by the grace of God, you just mark it. By the end of this year, guys, we are all going to testify, and it shall come to pass. So please don't give up, okay? Spend your time from Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock in the evening to 10:30, guys. Let's learn because we are going to make it. We won't give up until finally the battle will be over. Now, the answer to this question is false. Now, the question says that a driver who intends to do a U-turn on a road of two-way circulation può compiere la manovra. So the driver can do the U-turn even with a poor or a scarce or a limited visibility because the middle line is discontinuous, and the answer is no. Okay, when the line is discontinuous, you can do a U-turn, but we have other factors. If you have a scarce or a poor or a limited visibility, guys, you can't do a U-turn. If you do the U-turn, you may cause an accident. Our next question. In caso di traffico intenso, il conducente deve occupare le corsie riservate alla marcia dei veicoli in servizio pubblico se liberi, vero o falso? And indeed, the answer to this question is false. The question says that in case of too much traffic, in case of an intense traffic, the driver must occupy the reserved lane for the public transportation, guys, the tram lanes, the buses lane, because there is too much traffic. So you want to use their reserved lanes. No. If you are being caught, you are going to get a multa, and two, you will lose points from your driving license. So even if there's an intense traffic, guys, don't use reserved lanes for the trams and also for the buses. No, you can't use them. Quando si viaggia, yeah, I want to see whether, guys, we remember this one. Quando si viaggia per file parallele, è possibile che nella corsia di destra si circoli ad una velocità superiore a quella di sinistra, Vero or falso? And the answer to this question is vero. So, guys, as I said, where there is too much traffic or where the circulation is regulated by a traffic light or a policeman, okay, we can drive side by side. And always, when vehicles are driving side by side, guys, the vehicles using the right lane or the vehicles on the right hand side, guys, they go faster than the vehicles on the left. And it is true. Yeah. On autostrada, principale, secundaria, and even in centro abitato, where there's too much traffic, when vehicles are going side by side, the right one, they go faster than the left vehicles. Our next question, guys. Il conducente che intende fermarsi sul margine destro della carreggiata può evitare di segnalare la sua intenzione di effettuare tale manovra se il traffico è scarso, vero o falso? So when we say traffico è scarso, it means that there isn't too much traffic. So we have tráfico intenso and tráfico scarso. So too much traffic and less traffic. And the answer to this question is false, guys. When you want to stop your car on the right hand side of the carreggiata, it doesn't matter whether there is too much traffic or less traffic. The law says that because you want to move to the right hand side, you have to signal your indicator in advance. It doesn't matter how busy the road is. When you want to change your lane, if you want to park on the right hand side, when you want to do overtaking, we must always signal in advance for other users to know where we are going. Giu- Giungendo alla guida di un veicolo a due ruote in vicinanza di un incrocio, bisogna inclinarsi dietro gli altri veicoli in attesa, vero o falso? And obviously, the answer to this question is true, guys. When you are getting to a junction and you are using a vehicle with two tires, either a bicycle or a motor, okay? Now, we have to follow the queue. Yeah, we have to follow the queue of the vehicles on the junction, especially the motors and even the bicycles. Yeah, you don't have to do overtakings on the vehicles waiting in the traffic. You are all vehicles. So if you see vehicles ahead of you, the law says that you must also follow and stop at their back. Follow the queue as it goes. Il conducente che intende effettuare inversione di marcia su una strada a doppio senso deve rinunciare a compiere la manovra qualora vi sia traffico intenso e continuo, vero o falso? And The answer to this question, guys, the answer to this question is vero. Guys, the question says that a driver who intends to do a U-turn on a road of two-way circulation deve renunciare. You have to withdraw the U-turn that you want to do so far as there is too much continuous traffic. And the answer to this question is true. Okay, so even if the middle line is discontinuous, the law says that by doing the U-turn, you must give right of way to the vehicles provengono di fronte, the vehicles coming in front of you. So if you are giving them the right of way, you are also blocking the flow of the vehicles on your lane. So you are going to cause more traffic. So refuse or withdraw from this U-turn and move straight for the circulation of the traffic to move on. Quando ad un incrocio urbano al segnale di via libera, il veicolo che precede tarda a riprendere la marcia, è opportuno attendere parzialmente la ripresa della marcia, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero, guys. When we are in urban junction and we have the free go, okay, the signal, the free go signal, the vehicle proceeding ahead of us is delaying to move. It is appropriate for us to wait patiently for the vehicle to move. And this is one of the possible things we can do. Wait patiently for the vehicle to move. And then you also follow. Quando ad un incrocio urbano al segnale di via libera, il veicolo che precede tarda a riprendere la marcia, è opportuno, se c'è bisogno, ed è possibile farlo senza pericolo, prestare aiuto all'automobilista rimasto fermo, vero o falso? And this one is also, yeah, one of the possibility. So if at the junction, urban junction, okay, and you have the free signal to go, okay, because the rest traffic light turn to green. So the vehicle ahead of us is struggling or delaying to go. If possible, if only we are not going to cause a danger by parking or stopping our vehicle, we can go there and verify what is happening to try to help the driver. Per svoltare a destra, bisogna tenersi il più vicino possibile al margine sinistro della carreggiata, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. Now, the question says that to turn to your right, we have to keep to the left hand side of the carreggiata. And the answer is false. The law says that to turn to your right, we must keep to the right hand side of the carreggiata and to turn to our right. Su una strada a doppio senso di marcia per svoltare a sinistra è necessario spostarsi a sinistra della linea continua di mezzeria, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. Guys, I said that if you want to turn to your left, okay, on the carreggiata, we have two affirmation. It is either you get to the center of the carreggiata or you get to the right hand side of the middle line. And the question says that a road of two-way circulation, to turn to your left, you have to get to the left hand side of the middle continuous line. And the answer to this question is false. You have to get to the right hand side of the middle continuous line, because the right hand side of the middle continuous line is also referring to the center of the carreggiata. In una carreggiata a doppio senso di circolazione, per svoltare a sinistra bisogna effettuare la manovra velocemente per evitare i veicoli provenienti da destra e da sinistra. Vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false, guys. On a carreggiata of two-way circulation, to turn to your left, why must you turn to your left rapidly? Just because you want to prevent the passage of vehicles coming from your right and left. The answer to this question is false. Se in un strada a forte pendenza il passaggio tra veicoli non è facilmente possibile, in genere spetta al conducente che precede in discesa arrestarsi e eventualmente fare retromarcia. Vero o falso? So if on the road of a deep sloping, the passage of two vehicles is not easy, in general, the law says that the driver proceeding, okay, the driver proceeding towards the downhill has to stop and eventually do a reverse. And the answer to this question is zero. So the right of way has to be given to the driver, okay, proceeding towards the uphill. Se ad un incrocio giungono contemporaneamente da strade diverse due veicoli, l'obbligo di dare la precedenza spetta al conducente del veicolo che percorre la strada più stretta. Vero o falso? My people, the answer to this question is false. Guys, I see many true here. The answer to this question is false. Now, the question says that if on a junction, jungono, contemporaneamente, it means that at the junction, many vehicles are coming at the same time. Da strada diverse, due veicoli. So on each road, vehicles are approaching. L'obbligo, the mandatory, okay, or the mandatory to give right of way is to the driver who is coming from the narrow road. So the question says that on a junction, of many roads where vehicles are coming. Okay, the driver who's supposed to give the right of way is the driver coming from the narrow road. Guys, it is not written anywhere. Who says so? No. The answer is no. Guys, the one who must give the right of way, there's going to be a signal. If the junction is narrow, you will see the signal of diritto di precedenza, nel sensi unici alternati, and direct precedenza. So how can you say that the road, the vehicle coming from the narrow road is the one who's supposed to give the right of way to the vehicles coming from the big road? No, no one says so. No one says so. Okay, but what you must do is you must know is that if the passage of two vehicles is on a sloping, then the one moving towards the downhill has to stop and give right of way to the vehicles moving towards the salita. But this one is a normal junction, and some vehicles are on the big road and others are on the narrow road. So who will pass first? The law says that if you are not confident, then you stop and give right of way to the other vehicles coming if you don't see any signal. But it is not written anywhere that vehicles on the narrow road must give right of way. No. No. L'invenzione del senso di marcia non è consentito in vicinanza o in corrispondenza negli incroci, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is vero, guys. U-turns are not allowed when you get close to a junction or you are in a junction. U-turns are not allowed, my people. Il conducente che si immette nel flusso della circolazione deve dare la precedenza ai veicoli in transito ad eccezione delle biciclette, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false. The question says that a driver who, okay, you are engaging or you are getting into the circulation, we must give right of way to the vehicles passing, but not to the bicycles. And the answer is false. We must give right of way to all the vehicles, whether it's a bicycle, a motor, a car, whatever. We must give right of way to them. È opportuno che il conducente di un veicolo, quando in un centro abitato si imbatte in un corteo, accenda le luci di profondità per vedere meglio ed evitare incidenti, vero o falso? And indeed, the answer to this question is false. The question says that it is appropriate that a driver of a vehicle, okay, when you are circulating in the city and you engage or you come across people doing manifestation, okay, it is important to turn on your high beam light in order to see well the road, in order not to cause an accident. No, guys, you can't use your high beam light. You can't horn against them. What you have to do is that wait patiently. If you see any secondary road, you can take the road and take another direction, but don't horn against them or don't even highlight them. Su una strada a doppio senso di marcia. Nello svuotare a sinistra si deve di norma lasciare il centro dell'incrocio alla nostra destra, come i veicoli in figura, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is true, guys. On a road of two-way circulation, to turn to your left, we must leave the right center there. As you see, of course, leave the right center and take the left center to turn to your left. So the answer to this question is vero. Quando in un centro abitato il conducente di un veicolo si imbatte di un corteo, deve fermarsi sulla destra e attendere che la carreggiata si liberi, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is true, guys. In the city, a driver of a vehicle, when you engage or you come across manifestation, stop your vehicle on the right hand side and wait till the carreggiata will be free. In una carreggiata, a doppio senso di circolazione, per svuotare a sinistra, bisogna effettuare la svolta occupando sempre il lato destro dell'incrocio, come i veicoli in figura, vero o falso? And the answer to this question is false, guys. Yeah, per data of two-way circulation, to turn to your left, you have to occupy always the right center of the junction. No, we're turning to your left, so you have to occupy it. You have to use the left center to your junction. Guys, our last question, and then I will open the our last question. In una carreggiata a doppio senso di circolazione, per svuotare a sinistra, occorre spostarsi il più possibile sul margine sinistro della carreggiata, vero o falso? Please don't give up. Guys, we are going to make it by the grace of God. Don't give up, guys. Don't give up. Yeah. So, guys, the answer to this question is false because the question is talking about two-way circulation. And I said that in two-way circulation, if you want to turn to your left on the carreggiata, you have to be in the center of the carreggiata, or you have to be on the right-hand side of the middle continuous line. The question says that two-way circulation road, when you want to turn to your left, get close to the left-hand side of the carreggiata. No, you only get close to the left-hand side of the carreggiata if the junction is one-way circulation, not doppio senso di circolazione. Guys, we've come to the end of all the lessons of chapter 13. Guys, all these lessons, I have everything on the YouTube. So, guys, you can always go to the YouTube and then rewatch the videos